and up and up we go, away from the noisy roads and the busy city. We'll be in the mountains for the next few hours. Today's actually the first time I think I'm ever wearing hiking boots for a hike. Now, considering the fact that I've hiked thousands of miles in my life and climbed mountains thousands of feet high, and today's only the first time I'm wearing suitable boots, shows you what a dipstick I am. Anyway, better late than never. Eerie atmosphere around here so early in the morning, typical of the passes into and around Kamakura. This particular one is a bit different because it leads from the southern suburbs of the modern city of Yokohama, Japan's second largest city, and only 40 minutes from Tokyo by train, so it shows how easy it is to get away from the world's largest metropolis and out into nature for a bit of peace and quiet, fresh air and exercise. Today is also doubling up as the annual walk I do between Christmas and New Year to work off the excesses. But even though it is late December, we can still enjoy the autumn colours around here because the warming Pacific breezes come in and keep the leaves green until very late in the year. Now here, at our first fork, I'm going to take the path on the right, but if you take the path on the left, it's harder and longer, but after about 10 minutes it'll just bring you down back again to the path here on the right, which I'm going to follow now. So yes, you can take the steps to the left. I recommend the path ahead, not the path down to the right, because that'll just lead you back to civilization. So yeah, the central path is where I'm going to be heading. A little bit muddy here. It hasn't rained for a good few days, but the sun doesn't shine in. The path's too narrow. So, heading into an open glade now, which I'll just follow the path and cut across. Head up to where that jogger is there. The rising sun is breaking through the trees nicely now, which warms up the world nicely, especially seeing as it was around 0 last night. This is where the steps from a moment ago rejoin this path, but it's not recommended to use them because it says it's blocked off at this end. Anyway, carry on through the glade and continue on into the mountains. Some steps to the right, but I'm going to continue following the path. I am actually going to briefly go up the steps here to the left before rejoining this path, because it affords me my first westwards facing vista from where I can show you the direction in which I intend to travel, and it's out pretty much in that direction towards the MIURA Alps and on to Kamakura. Some historical information about this area, which has a history that goes back centuries, millennia even. Right, heading off along the path where this gentleman's walking towards me. This is the way I've just come. Some steps here, which are not the way I'll be heading. Another sign here, and another path down towards civilization. But I'm going to keep going, heading kind of in a northerly direction. not up these steps on the right, but along the path, along the top of the ridge here. Hiragata Bay, Nojima Island, glinting in the early morning sunshine, as are the houses down here in the district of Kamakura, which I can see from this ridge top path. I want to get over there and beyond, but still a good ways from here. So I'll continue on along the path. If you do for some reason want to get back to civilization, maybe get a drink or answer nature's call, you can go down to Kamakura, down these steps. It's quite well signposted, which for a bit of a goofball hiker like myself is very convenient and useful. Here we go. The dirt path stops here for a while, out through the barriers and along what is hopefully one of the very few stretches of tarmac along this route. Yeah, that stretch of tarmac is basically about 80 metres. Kamakura Tenen. That's what I want to be heading towards. Oh, there's Tokyo Bay in the distance. Can you see it? Still a bit hazy. Chiba on the far side. And another sign here to help us on our way. Here we go. Anyway, still a long way to go. Another view of Tokyo Bay and the rather swanky district of Nokendai. Another fork in the path. The right hand one is not for me. I want to kind of head down this way. I do find it amusing that I'm on top of a mountain, but I've still got these swanky apartment buildings towering above me. Yeah, this is Nokendai, a famous Yokohama suburb where many of Tokyo's executives seem to enjoy living. Close to Tokyo and Yokohama, but with nature right on their doorstep. I must say, that kind of thing appeals to me too. Oh, some steps to make the descent a little easier. Nice one. You get a lot of dog walkers here and stuff from the nearby suburbs. I'm not recording them, of course. Got to respect their privacy. But yeah, not quite as silent as this video might lead you to believe. In the last sort of 30 or 40 minutes since I've been on the hiking trail, I've passed maybe 8 or 10 people. Lots of twists and turns, and now heading back upwards. I must say I'm feeling the benefit of the support that these hiking boots give me. 53 years old, and the first time I'm on a hike in hiking boots. Climbed Mount Fuji, traversed the Japan Alps, the Alps, the Rockies, and only today am I wearing hiking boots for the first time. What a plonker. If you're an expat watching this, the good news is if you do this Rokkokutoge hiking course and onto Kamakura, You're never too far from civilization, so if you're suddenly called back to a business meeting in Tokyo, you're good to go. Luckily, that's not going to be the case for me today. So on through Kanazawa Shizen Park and the zoo, and on to Kamakura I go. It's just after 8 o'clock, and we've still got some lovely morning light diffused by the clouds. Sometimes when I go for a Sunday hike, I come off here and on to Nokendai, to the supermarkets, and back down the main road and home. But of course, not today. Past Kanazawa Shizen Park and the zoo, and on to Kamakura. Don't go right, continue on down towards this road. At the bottom of the steps there's a sign about Mount Enkaisan, one of Yokohama's highest points. Follow the path now next to this road, which will lead us under the Yokosuka-Yokohama highway, and hopefully on to the zoo, where I might stop for a few minutes for refreshments. I forgot to put a drink in my bag. Tokyo Bay still glimmering in the early morning sunshine, but I'm going to carry on following this road. I'm under the highway now, so hopefully not much further to the zoo. I really do need to take a break. I've been hiking for about an hour and a half now. I am here. Right. So I'm near Kanazawa Zoo. So basically you can get off the Rokkokutoge hiking course and go to Kanazawa Zoo. It isn't 9 o'clock yet, so Kanazawa Zoo isn't open. But it's well worth a visit. Highly recommend it. And it's only got vegetarian animals. Kangaroos, wallabies, zebras, giraffes and elephants, which are actually an integral part of my story of the MIURA Peninsula. But more about that another time. And just for reference, they've got men's and women's facilities here. Near the zoo entrance there are nice restrooms with soap and water, and a drinks machine. So I think I'll have something warm because it's still very cold. So after drinking a hot coffee and buying a sports drink for later, out through the zoo's main entrance and back to the hiking trail. If you do want to cut out the first hour and a half of the hike, if you've come down from Tokyo and you're short on time, you can actually take a bus up to Kanazawa Zoo during opening hours, and maybe you could pick up the trail from there. But the whole point of this exercise for me is that it's a coast to coast walk, so I'm not taking any shortcuts, and I'm taking my time as well. So now to pick up the trail to Kamakura, if you're coming out of the zoo gate, you'd turn left, go past the public restrooms and look for the steps here, which is where I'll be heading now.